we need to start. We must finish bank reconciliation statements today. Otherwise, we're gonna run behind the program a lot. So we need to make sure that today we've got some sort of a progress, and we sincerely apologize for what happened yesterday. It was something that was beyond my control because of this load shedding things. So, but I'm just hoping and believe it's not going to happen again today. So we're going to start in the next 2 minutes. If let me just go there. Okay. If should you have any question that you believe that I need to assist you on while we are still waiting for the next 2 minutes, you are welcome to address it with me at this stage. The recording, when will the recordings be uploaded? Look, honestly speaking, I wouldn't know when the recordings will be uploaded, and I'm not sure if they get uploaded after the whole session or they get uploaded piece as and when we go.
Hi, Advocate.
Yes.
Yes, just an update yesterday, because you've left us in the middle due to unforeseen circumstances. We together with other people that had joined the meeting yesterday, managed to finish the exercise that you were doing. I'm not sure, and Suzuki did manage to record that session until the end. And it was great, yes, and then there was consensus that how it was concluded by other students was the right way. So I'm not sure whether you're going to start on something new today or you're going to carry on from where you left off. And if maybe we can start on a new chapter, depending whether other people agree with that. Maybe others, maybe they still might need your clarity in terms of in terms of the exercise that we concluded yesterday. But we will take from you and other students if there's any objection in terms of you starting on a clean slate, so that we can move
on something new. Look, if you have done that, that's I really appreciate that. That's a good thing to do, and I hope everybody's going to agree with that I do something different, even if it might still the trust bank reconciliation, but we do something new, and it will also assist those who did not understand what we were doing yesterday. So I'll do something almost similar to that, so that we can pick you up, so that immediately after that, then I can do something different. Now, the other thing that somebody asked here, whether the class will finish this Friday. Look, there is a very likelihood that we might need a day or two next week just to finish up the work, more especially so because we have lost a considerable amount of time, and so it might need us to take a day, to get a day more or 2 days more to cover the whole scope. So my main aim is that I need to make sure I cover almost everything, so that when you practice there, you don't get stuck on some things that you're gonna say we have not done them in the class. So, you got a wet class next week, Monday to Thursday. So look, I'll see how we will do that, but we might definitely need a day or two, and I think you will still have a time before you write your school exam. We can do the weekend. That can also be arranged, that we do the weekend. If we have to do the weekend, then we can easily finish up what will have remained. So we can easily finish up what will have remained. Okay, I see some. Richard, yes, we'll do an overdrawn account. That's why I said that we should finish with the bank reconciliation statements today. So we will also deal with an overdrawn statement. Now, for now, I'll also communicate that with the school, and then we'll see if the school will also agree that we proceed, because remember, I don't make the final decision. The school also has to confirm that with me. Look, when you do your bank reconciliation statement, at the end of the month, everything should balance. Your cash book and your bank statement must balance. If your cash book has got a different balance to what it is in your bank statement, you need to know that something is not right. Something is not right, and you need to relook. You need to relook into what went wrong. But again, I always say to them to say that when you want to, in an examination settings, you do your supplementary cash book and your bank reconciliation, you don't balance. I always say, because you'll see that most of the time, if you are doing a bank reconciliation statement, it will most of the time be the first question. If you do that question and it doesn't balance, please do not waste much of the time on it. Look at it, and if you for a minute, if you can't find the answer, leave it like that. Go do another questions, because I've seen it many times when students do not balance, and then for a bank reconciliation statement that gives you about 10 to 15 marks, and then you write it, you finish, it doesn't balance, you're going to spend another 10 to 15 minutes again more trying to find out what the problem is. And when you are done with that 10 to 15 minutes, and then you still don't find out what the problem is, and not long ago they tell you that you are running out of time. And if you are running out of time, then you are now panicking, and then you end up making more mistake on other questions that you could have written well. So I always say, continue, answer other questions. When you are done answering other questions, and then you can come back and look at that statement as to where exactly did you go wrong. Because the nice thing about it is that when you are marked per correct transaction. So if you got your transactions correct, and then you only find out you mess up with one or two transactions, obviously you're going to miss those one or two transactions as well as the balance. The question, just going to give an example, the question was for 15 marks, and then you lose only 3 marks out of that 15 marks. You can see you still have 13 marks. So you need to be very careful on how you use your time there. I see many of you are saying we should look at question number 7. Let's all go to question number 7. Let's all go to question number 7. Yes, we'll do that question there. The one with the graphs already. We'll do it by the end of the day. We will do everything. So question number 7, it says, your trust cash book balance on the 28th of February 2014 is 75177. On the same day, your bank statement balance was 39855. A comparison of your cash book and the bank statement for February 2014 reveals the following. That is question number 7. An EFT payment. Oh, wait, man. An EFT payments on the 28th of February to a client for 3,000 Rand appears only in the cash book. Electronic transfer of 1178 from a client has not yet been entered in the cash book. a payment for 25,000 rand from a client has now been reversed by the bank. A payment for 7,200 rand drawn on the business banking account has been earnestly paid by the bank from the trust account. And EFT payments for 3520 made on the 14th February 2014 appears in the bank statement. A deposit of 900 rand made by the client does not appear in the bank statement. A deposit of 2,900 rand has been incorrectly entered in the cash book as 9,200 rand. And EFT payments for 4,100 rand has been incorrectly recorded in your cash book as 4,000 rands. You are required to prepare the supplementary cash book for February 2014 and prepare a bank reconciliation statement as at 28th of February 2014. Now, let's all look at that question number 7 and let's try to answer it together. So please try to concentrate because you will see that many of the transactions will basically look like exactly the same as the transactions there on your question number 6 that you said you have done it while my connection got off. So try to pay attention so that if you got anything wrong and then you are able to follow up and correct that which you have made wrong. So again, if there's anything that you don't understand, any transaction you don't understand, please let me know and then I will explain it to you to make sure that you understand. Moloko, you can switch off your camera there. Now, let's look at that statement there. It says your trust cash book balance on the 28th of February 2014 is 75177. Therefore, we know that the cash book balance is 75177. And remember what I said yesterday, to say if we just say it's a balance, that means it's what is available. Unless if we come in a statement and you say that you've got an unfavorable balance, or you've got a negative balance, or you've got an overdraft balance, then that is a completely different thing. It tells you that you've got a negative balance. Sipelele, I'm not sure what copy do you want there? Sipelele, you can unmute yourself and tell us what copy do you want. Okay, Sipelele is not answering. Okay, look, I see some of you are saying that we should redo question number 6. Can we continue to do what we are doing and then we'll later on go back to that question number 6? And then, okay, let's continue with what we have just started and then we'll continue with it later. Okay, now we are saying you've got a balance there of 75177 and then we are saying, oh, okay, look, I'm not going to look at each and every message that comes in because again, they take my attention. So I will just look at them, but I won't read all of them because messages come almost every second. So if I look at that, then I'll have to wait for the next 10, 20 minutes reading the message. But I will attend to those messages and I'll reply to them. Okay. Now, so far we are on question number 7 on those hands out. So far we agree that amount of 7177 is a positive balance in our cash book. And if it's a positive balance in our cash book, we are going to record it in our supplementary cash book. Now let's do those accounts there. Let's draft a T account for our supplementary cash book for February 2014. Let's do the first T account, supplementary cash book for February 2014. Let's start there. Supplementary cash book for February 2014. And then the other one, you do that bank reconciliation statement. Remember that we do the standard format. You do the standard format on your bank reconciliation statement as at 28th of February 2014. Your bank reconciliation statement as at 28th of February 2014. Now, correct, some of you, I see they are already telling me that that balance there in your supplementary cash book is going to be a debit balance. In other words, you are going to record it on the left-hand side of your supplementary cash book because it's positive balance. Now, you go into your supplementary cash book on the left-hand side, which is the debit side, and then write that balance, which is the amount of 75177. That on the debit side, on the left-hand side of your supplementary cash book, write balance 75177. And then they say, on the same date, your bank statement balance was 39855. And then you go into your bank reconciliation statement. On the left-hand side, just write balance per bank statement. Balance per bank statement. Balance per bank statement, and then you write that amount there, 39855. 39855. That is the balance in your bank reconciliation statement. So you have recorded the cash book balance, and now the bank statement balance is 39855. Remember how we record those balances there. Remember how you record your balance in your supplementary cash book and in your bank reconciliation statement. So that's how you record those balances. And then they say, a comparison of your cash book and the bank statement for February 2014 reveals the following. Number one, EFT payments made on the 28th of February to a client for 3,000 Rand appears only in the cash book. Now, this is a payment that was made to your client. Now, let's start here first. A payment that you make to your client. When you make a payment to your client, where do you record it first before it can be sent to the bank? Before that mandate or instruction can be sent to the bank, it says credit then. You are correct. You are going to record it on the credit side of your supplement, so your cash book. Now, we are saying this credit on your cash book is not recorded. It's not recorded in your bank statement because it only reflects in your cash book. Now, it means you need to make it reflect in your bank statement. And remember, we all agree that it is a credit in your cash book. That means when it goes to your bank statement, it must be the direct opposite, which means do you debit or credit your bank statement?
Debit.
Debit. And if it's a debit, you're going to say less. Correct, Charlene? Less outstanding payment. Less outstanding payment. Less outstanding payment in the amount of 3,000 rands. The amount of 3,000 rand. And then you say 39855 minus 3,000 rands. How much will be your subtotal there?
42855.
No.
36855.
Yes, because remember, that 3,000 rand there, because it's a debit, you're going to say less. Don't say add, because when you say add, and then you'll get that 40-something thousand rand. So you're going to say less. As soon as you say less, that means 39855 minus 3,000 rands, and then you got it right there, 36855. So that is your subtotal there in your bank reconciliation statement. So 36855 is going to be something like this. Your subtotal 36855 because you are subtracting it. Now we go to number 2. electronic transfer of 1178 from a client has not yet been entered in the cash book. Now they say it's an electronic transfer from a client. If it's electronic transfer from a client, that means it is money that you received from a client in your trust account. And when you receive money from your client in your trust account and you need to post it in your cash book, that means what you do in your cash book, debit or credit?
Debit.
Correct. Correct. I see most of you got it right there. You say debit your supplementary cash book, and then you can say here EFT, electronic transfer, EFT on the debit side, 1178. On the debit side of your supplementary cash book, on the left-hand side, EFT 1178. And then as soon as you record it on the debit side, remember the debit side in your supplementary cash book is the left-hand side. That is where you are going to record that EFT of 1178. Now we go to number 3. A payment of 25,000 from a client has now been reversed by the bank. Now let's look at a payment from a client. If you receive a payment from a client, you will debit your cash book and then you will credit your bank statement. Now they are saying this debit in your cash book and a credit in the bank statement has now been reversed. That means the bank has reversed it. The bank has reversed it. So the exercise is question number 7 on the question on the set of questions that you received with this link. Okay, we are saying now this is the amount that was received by you in your cash book by debiting your cash book, and it was credited in your bank statement. Now the bank reverses it. And if the bank reverses it, that means the bank do the direct opposite of what they have done initially by crediting you. Now they are going to debit your supplement, your bank reconciliation statement. Now that means what are you going to do in your supplementary cash book? Do you debit or credit your supplementary cash book?
Credit.
You
Credit, correct.
Correct.
Thank you, Jonaves. Correct. Apollo, Kava, all of you are correct. And therefore, you are going to credit your supplementary cash book. And then you go on the credit side, on the right-hand side of your supplementary cash book, and then you say reversed payment. Reversed payment in the amount of 25,000 rands. Reversed payment, 25,000 rands on the right-hand side of your supplementary cash book. Debit side of, credit side of your supplementary cash book. Remember, you only record it on the credit side of your supplementary cash book, because the debit in your bank statement has already been done by the bank. When they debit it, then that's when we start talking about the reversal. If it was not debited, we will not talk about the reversal. Therefore, when you deal with this transaction, you are only going to record it on the credit side of your supplementary cash book. You are going to, what do you call it? You are going to credit it on your supplementary cash book, reversed payment there on your supplementary cash book. So that is how you are going to record it on the credit side, reverse it. Okay, now let's get to the next one. Number 4, a payment for 7,200 rand drawn on the business banking account has been erroneously paid by the bank from the trust account. And we all agree that this is a payment that was supposed to be made out of the business account. That's exercise number 7, question number 7. So try to mute yourself there. There's something there. There's someone there who did not mute himself. Please, okay, thank you. Now look at number 4. It says a payment for 7,200 rand drawn on the business banking account has honestly been paid by the bank from the trust account. we all agree that that is basically what you call a bank error. That is basically a bank error. And because it's a bank error, it must be fixed in your bank statement. So it has got nothing to do with your cash book. It has got nothing to do with your cash book. You fix it in your bank statement. In other words, the bank made an error by debiting your bank account with a business payment. This is a trust account. The trust account cannot pay the business transaction. Now you tell your bank that you made a mistake here by debiting my account, my trust account. Please reverse the transaction. And when the bank reverses the transaction, is the bank going to debit or credit your bank statement?
Credit. Going to credit.
Credit, correct. You're going to credit. And therefore you're going to say here, add bank error, business transaction.
And it should be on a credit side.
Bank error business transaction in the amount of 7,200 rands. Add bank error business transaction in the amount of 7,200 rands. Somebody says he can't hear me because I'm breaking. I'm not sure if it's the same with everybody or maybe it's Roger's connection there. Can everybody hear me clearly?
Loud and
yes, yeah, clear.
Loud and clear. Okay, that means Roger, please check your connection there. It might be from your side. Okay, and then therefore you have already calculated the subtotal there because you are going to add it. I see you are giving me the figure of 44055. Therefore, let's write it there as your subtotal 44055. 44055. That's your subtotal there in your bank statement after recording that transaction there of 7,200 rands. Now let's look at number 5. An EFT payments of 3,520 rand made on the 14th of February 2014 appears in the bank statement. Now, the question is, how do we record that 3520? In which account are we going to record that 3520?
The supplementary cash book.
Supplementary cash book. Do we all agree supplementary cash book?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want us to read that statement again. That's why I always say that when you've got this type of transaction, whether it's your bank record, whether it's your conveyancing, please don't read the statement once. Read it once, read it for the second time, and see if you'll see what we have read for the first time. Now, EFT payments for 3520. Who made an EFT payment?
We did.
Your client.
You did. Remember I said if payment was made by the client, we will make it clear that this is a payment that was received from a client.
Yes.
Now here we just said an EFT payment. That means it's a payment that was made by the business, isn't so?
Yes.
Now as a business, when you make a payment, where do you record it first?
Credit side.
Credit. Supplementary cash book.
Yes.
Now we now agree that this value is reflecting on the credit side of your supplementary cash book, isn't so?
Yes.
That's the first agreement. Now, let's read the question further. Made on the 14th of February 2014 appears in the bank statement. Now they say this value is also appearing in your bank statement. Now the question is, where do we record it?
Supplementary cash book.
Supplementary cash book.
Yes.
Where we all agree that it's already appearing there. We are going to record it to appear for the second time.
you don't record
No,
it.
You don't record it, you just leave it.
Yeah, you should. It should in fact appear in the bank reconciliation.
Right. You don't record this transaction.
Payment book already there.
So the transaction is not recorded at all.
You don't record it at all. It's a payment. You recorded it in your cash book. That's why you see you have made a payment. And they say it's also appearing in your bank statement. Now remember what we said initially, that your duty is to make transaction appear in one account but not in the other, to appear where they are not appearing. Now in this instance, we all agree it's appearing in your cash book, and they also say it's appearing in the bank statement. That simply means you don't record this transaction because it's appearing both in your cash book and in your bank statement. It doesn't need to be reconciled.
Advocate?
Yes.
Is this done deliberately to confuse us, or is that how things are done?
No, it was done on purpose to see whether you will see what's happening. It was done on purpose. And I can tell you, this is one of the questions that I took from the previous board exam paper. It had been like that, and many students did not know where to record it, and it's like that. That's why I'm saying, so I always say, try to read more than once. Please.
Excuse me, Advocate.
Somebody did not mute himself there. Please make sure you are muted.
Advocate, I just want to ask a question.
Yes, yes.
This is now number 5 of question 7, correct?
Yeah, that is number 5 of question 7, yes.
What I'm reading here is it says an EFT payment for 3520 made on the 14th of February appears in the bank statement.
Yes.
It does not say that it also appears in the cash book. It just says that it appears in the bank statement.
Yes, yes, you're correct. It doesn't say it appears in the cash book, but what I'm saying is that if it's an EFT payment, for you to say that this is an EFT payment, that means it's a payment that was made by you as a legal practitioner, and we expect that when you make a payment as a legal practitioner, you first record it in your cash book. And if it's a payment that was made by the client, we will be very specific on the question to say an EFT payment from your client or by your client. But if we just talk about payment, even if it's not this exercise, you're going to get a number of exercises where they just say an EFT payment. If they just say an EFT payment, they can't say an EFT payment made by you or made by the firm or made by the legal practitioner. So you won't hear that second part of the question. They will just say an EFT payment. Every time they say EFT payment, you need to know immediately that this is a payment that was made by the firm, and therefore the assumption is that it's recorded already in your cash book.
Yes, but there exists a possibility that you've made the payment but forgotten to make it in your cash book. So if the first time you see it is in the bank statement, then I believe that
you forget to make it to record in the cash book.
Yes, that's what I would assume. Is that because it doesn't say here that it shows in the cash book. It only says that it shows in the bank statement. So I would assume somebody made an error at the firm and not put it in the cash book, and therefore it must be in a supplementary cash book.
Because remember, when these questions were made, they are made on the understanding that you as a legal practitioner, you will not forget to record it in your cash book. Okay. That's why the assumption is made from that point to say every time we give you a statement, and therefore the first thing that we say it's an EFT payment. The first thing that you need to we expect you to know is that because an EFT payment, it was made by the firm, and therefore it must automatically reflect on the credit side of your cash book. So they don't expect you as a legal practitioner to forget to record it.
Okay, thank you very much. That's good. That clears it up.
Okay.
Sorry, Advocate. Sorry. So are you saying the assumption is always that the legal practitioner knows how to knows and remembers how to enter all the accounting transactions? Is that the assumption always?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about this one. Where it says what we call an EFT payment, because remember we always dealt with an error that was made by the firm where an amount in the bank statement is not the same as the one in your supplementary cash book, where the firm has made an error. But here, the firm made an error, but they did not forget to record it. They recorded it, but during the recording, they made an error. So what I was saying with that transaction is that in terms of EFT payment, if they say, or if we say an EFT payments, the first thing that should come to your mind is that this EFT payments is reflecting on the credit side of my cash book because it's a payment, and a payment is made by the legal practitioner. Unless if the statement says an EFT payment received from your client, and in that case, you know that this is what I have received from my client, and if it's an EFT received from a client, it will have been a credit in your bank statement, and it's going to be a debit in your supplementary cash book. But if it's an EFT payment, then it's a credit in your cash book because we assume that this is a payment that is made by you as a legal practitioner. And then from that credit, and then it's going to be debited in your bank reconciliation statement.
Advocate.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Advocate. If this question number 5 had said a stop order payment for 3,500 appears on the bank statement, is that when we'll have to go back to the cash book because a stop order does not start at the cash book?
Yeah, if they say the stop order only appears in the bank statement, that means this stop order was processed by the bank, and that stop order will have been on the debit side of your bank statement, and then you will simply record it on the credit side of your cash book because it's a payment. Yes.
Advocate.
Hello?
Advocate.
Yes.
Forgive me if I'm being too forward. I just want to find out something. Now, with regards to question number 5, it provides that we basically don't need to record it because it's now in the statement and into the supplementary cash book. Now,
Yes.
if we get such a type of question into the exam where we don't need to record it, does it mean that its absence or where we don't provide for any of that amount, does it also count as a mark as it will be absent in the answer sheet?
No, it is not a mark. There's no mark for it. You just have to leave it out. If you didn't record it, you're not going to get any mark. If you record it, it's going to disturb your balances, and then you're going to get a reduction in your marks.
Okay, noted, Advocate.
Sorry, Advocate.
Yeah.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Would I then be correct to say before you actually record any of these transactions in your cash book, first of all, you look at your source documents. In an event of receipt, your debit amounts, you look at the receipt, then it is from the receipt being your source documents that you record your on the debit side. And in terms of payments, you look at your payment vouchers, the payment vouchers that you've raised, because I'm sure when making EFT payments, you just don't make payments instantaneously like that without probably using certain payment vouchers that you've got maybe in your accounting systems within your organization. So would I be correct to say, first of all, you probably raise everything on payment vouchers, then you make the payments, then you record in your prime the cash book? Would I be correct?
No, you are very correct. Remember, you cannot make a payment until you record it in those source document, because that is where you are going to be able to trace it. So you'll firstly record it in there, and then that's why I'm saying when we say it's a payment, therefore obviously it also have appeared on those documents where you have recorded it to say this is the payment that is made by the firm. And later on, when you look at your books and you see it on the credit side, which is also going to be on your, remember when you, or even when you pay to your client, you also issue a receipt to them to say, I have paid you this amount of money. So those documents are very important. That's the one that tells you This is basically a payment that I've made from my trust account. But because when you do this exercise like this one, you don't have access to those source documents. That's why I'm saying when you get this type of a statement like this, and therefore you need to assume it in this manner, and then you are ready to go. But in practice, yes, you are definitely correct. Those are the documents that you are going to look at, and they also give you direction.
Understood, advocate. But anyway, when I read that question, I said it says payment what appears in the bank statement. I said, of course it should appear because I made payment.
Yeah, because you made a payment, but where does that payment start? In your cash book.
Yes.
Yes. Correct. Now let's get to the next one, number 6. Okay.
I think I should have there on question 5.
Yes.
I think what is confusing most of the people is the omission of the word only. You see, if the question was it only appears on bank statement, we would make entry on the supplementary cash book. But now, if it only say an EFT payment, it means the EFT payment was done on our part. We have done our part as the firm, and it also appears on the bank statement. So the bank has also done its part. So we don't record it.
Yes, you don't record it. That's why I said the most important thing, try to read the question once. That's why when I answer that question with you, I read the first part of the question. That says it's a payment. And I said to you, where do you see the payment? And we all agree that we see it in the cash book on the credit side. And when we read it further, it says appears in the bank statement. That means it appeared on the credit side, it also appeared in the bank statement. Therefore, you don't need to record it. Okay. Now, number 6.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I think the key word here was appears. So yeah.
Yes.
After.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
Please forgive me. Can you please go back to number 4? Sorry.
Number 4.
Yes.
A payment for 7,200 rand drawn on the business banking account. Now the question is this a business account that we are dealing on? Are we dealing with the business account or the trust account?
The trust account.
Trust account, correct. Now it says, drawn on the business account has been erroneously paid by the bank from the trust account. That means the bank made a mistake by paying this money out of this trust account. Now you tell the bank to say, you made a mistake by paying this. Now reverse the transaction. Firstly, when the bank made a payment, they debited your account, isn't so? Now you tell the bank you made a mistake, they reverse the transaction. And we say, when the bank reverses the transaction, that means they are going to credit your bank statement back. That's why with that account, with that amount, we say add that bank error business transaction. That means they must pay it back into your account. Now let's quickly look at number 6. A deposit of 900 rand made by the client does not appear in the bank statement. Now this is a deposit made by the client. They say it does not appear in the bank statement. Now let's look at this deposit made by the client, which is not appearing in the bank statement, which means it only appears in the cash book, isn't so? Now the deposit in the cash book, is it debited or credited in your cash book only?
It's debited.
It's debited. Now, they say this deposit is not appearing in the bank statement. That means what you do in your bank statement, you debit or credit your bank statement?
Credit.
Your bank statement. And if you credit your bank statement, it simply means you are going to add it to the bank statement. Correct? Now, let's go into our bank statement and add that outstanding deposit. Simply say, in your bank statement, add outstanding deposit. Add outstanding deposit in the amount of 900 rands. Add outstanding deposit 900 rands, and then you say 44055 plus 900 rand, how much you get? Somebody say 44955. Oh, that's correct amount. 44955. Yes. That's 44955. That's the amount. And then let's go to the next transaction. Number 7. A deposit of 2,900 rand has been incorrectly entered in the cash book as 9,200 rand. Now, you need to be very careful there. Now, we are talking about the deposit. We are talking about the money that was received. Now, they are saying the bank statement has received the correct amount, which is 2,900 rand. That is a credit in your bank statement, isn't so? Because it's a deposit. Now, in your cash book, instead of writing 2,900 rand, you wrote 9,200 rand. Remember we said, if you find this type of transaction, where the amount in the bank statement is not the same as in your cash book, you always assume that the cash book value is incorrect and the bank statement value is the correct one. Now you've got the bank statement reflecting a deposit of 2,900 rand and the cash book reflecting the same deposit as 9,200 rand. Now I said, because it's the bank statement because the bank statement value is correct with the amount of 2,900 rand, which we must record now in our cash book. Now the question is, this 2,900 rand, where do we record it in our cash book?
Debit.
The debit side.
Debit side, correct. You are going to receive the correct amount, which is 2,900 rand on the debit side. And then the 9,200 rand, you are going to write it off on the credit side. You are correct. Remember, this one, you are going to do it in the direct opposite of what you are going to do at 8. Now, let's record this one, and then you will see what you do at 8. Now, at number 7, you can go to the your supplemental cash book. You start on the debit side. You can simply say deposit adjustment or reversal. Deposit adjustment. And then on the debit side, you write 2,900 rands. And then you go to the credit side, the same thing. Deposit adjustment, 9,200 rands.
Oh, advocate.
Yes.
Would I not write error in the supplementary cash book for question 7?
You say you cannot say?
Would I not write error, seeing that it's in, is it not an error in the cash book?
No, it won't cost you. It's you are still correct, yes.
Okay.
Tlengeni says I'm breaking there. Tlengeni, you need to look at your connection. It seems like everybody can hear me well except you. Maybe check your connection from that side. Okay. Now you have recorded that adjustment there.
Advocate.
Okay. Apparently, somebody saying that where you are there as a group, you've got your mics on. Maybe you need to mute your mics there, and then it will eliminate these breaking downs. Now, that's how you're going to record that transaction in your supplementary cash book. Now, let's look at the next one there that deals with the payment now. It's not a receipt now. It was not a deposit. Now, let's look at the payment at number 8.
Advocate.
Okay.
I just want to clarify something real quick, ne?
Yes.
Between I think it's 5 and 6.
5 and 6, yes.
No, I mean 6 and 7. No, excuse me.
Oh, 6 and 7, yes.
Yeah, 6 says a deposit of 900 rand made by a client. So I'm guessing here that the operative words are by a client.
By
That's
a
where it
client,
differs.
correct.
That's where it differs with the deposit in 7. Would I be correct?
Yes. Even in 7 is the same deposit by the client, yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clear that up. Thank you, Advocate.
No problem, yes. Now, let's go to number 8. It says that an EFT payments for 4,100 rand has been incorrectly recorded in your cash book as 4,000 rands. Now, we know that the cash book value of 4,000 rand is incorrect, and the correct one is 4,100 rand, which is what is appearing in your bank statement. And now we are dealing with a payment at this stage. We are no longer dealing with the receiving, which was the deposit, which was what was received. Now, when you talk about the payment is a credit in your cash book and it's a debit on your bank statement. Now, the 4,100 rand is correctly debited on your bank statement. But we are saying what is recorded in your cash book, 4,000 rand, is not correct. And I said you take the correct amount, which is 4,100 rand. What do you do the 4,100 rand in your cash book? Are you going to debit it or credit it?
Debit. You credit it.
You're going to credit it because it's a payment, isn't so? Correct. Correct, Samuel, correct, McNeils, correct, Ntlangeni, Siad, all of you are correct. You are going to credit the bank statement value, which is 4,100 rand. And then you can even come back here again, an EFT adjustment. On the credit side of your supplementary cash book, EFT adjustment in the amount of 4,100 rands. And then you go to the debit side of your cash book again, you can write the same thing, EFT adjustment.
4,000.
4,000 rands, correct. EFT adjustment, 4,000 rands. So it's going to be something of this nature. On the debit side, EFT adjustment, 4,000 rands. And then on the credit side, EFT adjustment, 4,100 rand, because the 4,100 rand was reflecting in your bank statement. Because the payment, you record the correct payment, which is 4,100 rand on the credit side of your supplementary cash book. That incorrect one, you write it back by debiting your supplementary cash book, and therefore it means you are done with that transaction there. You are done with that transaction there, and that was the last transaction. That was the last transaction. I want us to try to balance this frustrating. I spent an hour trying to log on. Really sorry about that. Now let's go to our supplementary cash book. Let's start with the debit side. I want us to add up everything on the debit side of our supplementary cash book. I want you to add it yourself so that I can see whether you have recorded the correct value on the debit side of your supplementary cash book. So add it yourself. I also try to add from my side. I see people writing 83255. And I think I also got the same amount. 83255, correct. 83255. Now, 83255, can you subtract the credit side?
Yes, I'm balancing.
It's balancing. Let's mark the credit side, which is 25,000 rands, minus 9,200, minus 4,100 rands, and it gives you how much? Balance 44955. 44955. Then you write on the credit side of your supplementary cash book, balance 44955. And then you go into your bank reconciliation statement, and then you say balance as per cash book. You'll see your last subtotal there was 44955, which is the same thing in your bank reconciliation statement. That means your bank statement and your cash book balances. Please see a question there that says, is there a deposit by the client and a deposit? There is no difference, because you as a legal practitioner, you don't make deposit. The deposits are always made by your client. So whether we say deposit by a client or a deposit of so much, it will always be a deposit that you receive from your client. Okay. Now you'll see that those accounts, their balances. You'll see that those accounts, their balances, as you can see, that this is your supplementary cash book that I'm showing there. This is your supplementary cash book. You'll see it shows that balance there. 44955, that's your balance in your supplementary cash book. That's your balance there in your supplementary cash book.
So you did not add the values on the credit side?
No, I took the debit side, and then you say the debit minus the credit. The bigger side minus the lesser side. And then you will get to that amount. Because if you add the debit side and you add that to the credit side, you're going to get a higher value, and that higher value will not be correct. And then
Can you move your paper up, Advocate?
Yes.
Can you move
the
it up,
25,000?
The 25,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what did you added 92, or what did you do there? You subtracted.
What we did is, remember that first we started with the debit side. We get 83255, isn't so?
I'm comfortable with that, yes.
You are comfortable with that?
Yes, with
now,
the debit.
With the debit side, you can do either of the two. You can simply say 83255 minus the credit side, minus 25,000 rands, minus 9,200 rand, and minus 4,100 rand. And then it will give you 44955. Or some of you will say the debit side was 83255, and on the credit side they add it separated. They say 25,000 rands plus 9,200 rand plus 4,100 rand. It gives them an amount of 38300. And then they say, because the credit side is 38300 and the debit side is 83255, that means the debit side is more than the credit side. And then you say 83255 minus the credit side, minus 38300. It will still give you the same balance of 44955.
I am happy with the latter.
Okay, you are happy with the latter.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
right.
use the latter. Use the latter you are comfortable with.
Thank you.
Okay, Jay, to align both sides. After writing the balance, you bring it down to the debit side. Yes, you bring it down to the debit side. You are correct. But even if in this case, if you only end on that balance, we are still correct. But you are also correct there. Bring it down to the debit side, because in any way, it's a debit balance. It's a debit balance. So that's how you deal with that statement there, where you are doing your bank reconciliation statements. Where you are doing your bank reconciliation statements.
Now, Advocate, please, can you put up your paper for me, please, man?
That is your supplementary cash book first. That is that supplementary cash book.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
And then this side here is your bank reconciliation statement.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Explain number 3 again, please. Oh, that message just disappeared.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes. I haven't studied accounting before, so would I be right if I assume that in question number 7, where the firm has made an error?
Yes.
The amount that is incorrectly recorded in the cash book, why are we recording them in the credit and the debit side?
Okay, let me quickly do this for you. Let me quickly do this for you so that you can see why we did it that way. Let's say this is your cash book. I'm gonna put it there just now, cash book. And this is your bank statement. Bank statement, and say the deposit of 2,900 has been incorrectly entered in your cash book as 9,200 rands. That's a deposit of 2,900 rands. Now, this is what is happening here. This is what we have as it is now. Okay. They say that deposit of 2,900, you will see in your bank statement, it reflects this is the correct amount, isn't so?
Yes.
And in the cash book there, it says 9,200. Now we say, what should have been recorded here? Is 2,900, isn't so?
Yes.
Now we are saying, go and record it. It doesn't matter. Go and record 2,900 here. And then you come here, you record 2,900 rand here. You come and record the 2009 because that is the amount that you should have recorded there, isn't so?
Yes.
Now the question is, what do you do with this incorrect one? You must reverse it. You must reverse it, and when you reverse it, you are going to record it here on the credit side, isn't so?
Yes.
Let's record it there on the credit side. 9,200 rands. Now, as soon as you record it there on the credit side, 9,200 rand. Now we say this debit now we are saying you'll see that this one 9,200 cancels each other. You see that?
Okay, all right. Now I get it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Advocate.
All right.
Advocate.
So can you please explain number 3 again? Okay, let's go to number 3. A payment for 25,000 rand from a client has been reversed by the bank. Now, firstly, let's also do that example again. Let's quickly do that example again so that everybody can get it right. This is the bank and this is the cash book. 25,000 rands on the credit side of your bank statement, and it goes to the debit side of your cash book, 25,000 rand. Okay, this is what we have as it is now. This is a payment, what do you call it? A payment for 25,000 from a client has now been reversed by the bank. Let's say the bank reverses that 25,000 rand. When the bank reverses the 25,000 rand, the reversal will reflect in your bank statement. Now let me record that reversal there. Reversal by the bank, 25,000 rands. So you cannot talk about that reversal by the bank unless it's reflected on the debit side of the bank statement. We say that is a reversal. But that reversal there in your bank statement does not have a match in your cash book. Now we are saying you need to also record that reversal in your cash book. Because now it's a debit in your bank statement, you need to record it in your cash book so that it also have a friend. In your cash book, where are you going to record it in your cash book? And it's going to be on the credit side. A reversal there by bank 25,000 rands. And then you are going to record it there. It's a reversal on the debit side of the bank statement, and then you record it on the credit side of your supplementary cash book, and then that you will see. Therefore, it tells you that 25,000 rand is no more. So that's why we had to reverse that in our supplementary cash book. Okay, that's how that 25,000, and that's how we dealt with that at number 3. That's why we said, because it's a reversal, the bank reversed it, you saw the reversal on the debit side of your bank statement, therefore you need to transfer that debit to your cash book, and then in your cash book is going to be a credit. That's why then you credited your bank statement with that 25,000 rands. Yes, you only have to record it on the on your supplementary cash book, because as soon as you say it's a reversal, it means the bank has already reversed it, the bank has already recorded it on the debit side. So you only need to record it on the credit side of your supplementary cash book. Correct? Nhlakanipho, you are correct.
Advocate?
Yes.
Just a silly question once, Advocate. There, with regards to the balancing,
yes.
We added the amounts on the credit side and we subtracted it from the one that we got on the debit side.
You added on the credit side, correct? And then you're saying?
Yes, and then that's how we got to the amount of 44,955.
Yes.
Now, my concern is this side on the credit side. After we get the total of 38,300.
Yes.
How do we work that one out to get to also 44,955? Or do we just leave it as an additional?
No, you don't record the 38. You don't record it anyway. You just know in your mind that the credit side is 38,300.
And then I just leave it as it is.
Yeah, you don't record the 38,300 anyway. You just when you 38,355.
Thanks for that question. I was
there's somebody there who says his sort of balance is 38,355. I don't know that 38,355. Is it your balance on which account? Okay. While we were still answering that one there, we were saying you got your debit side which was 83255, and then you add together the credit side, you got 38,300. And I'm saying, as soon as you got the 38,300 on your calculator, obviously you know that the credit side is less than the debit side. Don't write the 38,300 anywhere. Just say, because the credit side is less, let me take the bigger and subtract the lesser, and then you get the 44,955.
Thank you, Advocate. So basically, on my credit side, once I'm done with the transaction, when I look at my credit side, I'll only have 3 transactions, which is the transaction of 25,000, 9,200, and 4,100. Nothing else.
Nothing else, yes.
All I will do is that I will take the total from the credit and I will subtract it from with the one on the debit.
Correct.
And that's the total I get. Thank you, Advocate.
Okay.
Advocate, sorry, can I quickly ask a question with number 4, question number 4?
Number 4, yes.
Yes. It says that an error was paid by the bank from the trust account.
Yes.
So is it correct to understand that no payment is supposed to be made from the trust account? So, and what type of account are we dealing with when we're doing the bank reconciliation?
No.
Are we dealing with
Remember, I didn't say no payment should be made from the trust account. I said you cannot make business transaction and pay them out of the trust account. The trust account pays the trust transaction, not the business transaction. In this case, at number 4, that was a business transaction.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now, I want us to do another exercise. And therefore, before we do that exercise, we are still on bank reconciliation statement. Can we quickly take maybe a 10 minutes break so that we can come back and do something different from what we are doing now? Let's quickly have a 10 minutes break, and then we'll do one of those questions that everybody want us to do. Your question number, I believe from question number 3, those type of questions we'll do them as soon as we come back from
yeah, a quick question while everybody goes on break. What is wrong, advocate,
yes,
with stating the 38,300 amount and adding it with the 44, because it still gives you the balance on the debit side. What's wrong with
what I'm saying is that if you write that 38,000 on the credit side, anywhere on the credit side, then you might get confused because you are going to write 38,000 there, 38,000, which is the total of 25 plus 9.2 plus 4.1. That is the total for that. Then if you take that 38,000 and then you add it with the balance of 44955, then it gives you 83255.
Which still talks to the debit side.
To the debit side, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I was excited because I said, no, it balances. It means I'm on track.
You are on track.
So I hear what you're saying when you're saying we should not jot it down. But yeah, I just need to understand the rationale behind not doing that.
Oh, okay. Now that
protecting us.
Yes, it's basically protecting you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Advocate. Advocate.
There's somebody there who say is struggling. Struggling
Advocate.
with this activity. Mine are not balancing too. Okay, there was somebody was saying something. I'm not sure how am I going to hold this transaction here of okay, let me see. There is this transaction here, bank reconciliation 39855, and then you say less 3,000, and you've got 36855 plus 7,200. You've got 44055, and then you put 900. You've got 44955, and that's correct. That's your bank statement. And then you know your problem there is that you are using two formats at the same time. Don't use the bank statement format and the standard format at the same time. You just decide which one you need to use. And then you got your 39 should be the credit balance, 7,200 plus 900, and then the other one goes to the debit side, 44955. Okay, you balance well. And then let's look at your supplementary cash book there. The debit side is 75177. You've got the 1, 2009, and then you've got your 4,000. The credit side, you've got your 25,000, 9,200, 4,001. And you know why you don't balance the handwritten script there? You know why you don't balance your supplementary cash book? I think you wrote that 38,000 rands, 44905, but you're balancing. You are balancing. I don't know why you say you are not balancing. You are balancing 83255. I think that what is confusing you is that 38 you recorded that 38300. So cancel that 38300. You will see you are balancing. Just cancel that 300, you'll see you are balancing. That's why I said don't record that 300 because you're going to get confused because it's a total of 25 plus 9.2 plus 4.1. So you don't need to record it there on the credit side. You're going to get confused if you record it. But all in all, your statement balances. Okay. A business transaction must be kept separate from the trust transaction in bank recon. Let me see this. Okay, I'll be with you now. I also quickly want to read this one here. And then that is Paladi says, and that the business transaction must be kept separate from the trust transaction in bank recon statement. Do we also keep them separate in our cash book? In other words, do we have two cash books in the firm business and trust cash book? Correct, Paladi. You will have your trust and your business cash book. That you will have two of them. On the debit side, it should be 83255 when you add everything on the debit side. Okay. Now, can I also quickly have a small break and then we'll come back and answer all the questions.
Advocate, before you do that, I wanted to find out something.
Yes.
I needed to find out if, because my debit side is 83255, the credit side is 38300, and the balancing figure being the balance that's carried down is 44955.
Yes.
What will be wrong with showing that? Because my debit side and the credit side, my debit side and the credit side will balance, but this balance of 44955, I'm carrying it down.
Oh, you mean the 38?
Yes, the 38300.
There's nothing wrong with showing it. That's why I was assisting the other one there who has recorded it. But after recording it, then for that one, then when they add them, then they get confused.
Oh, okay.
If you can record it, but it doesn't confuses you, then you are correct. Yeah.
No, I'm comfortable with showing it, but showing that there is a balancing figure, which is the balance that I'm carrying down.
Now, if you do it like that way, and then you understand it, that you are balancing it, fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I never break, Advocate.
Okay. Thank you.
Advocate.
Yes.
I want to check with you. In an event where in your supplementary cash book, your credit side is more than the debit side, how do you go about it?
Remember, if your credit side is more than the debit side, you are already in trouble with the Legal Practice Council.
Oh.
That's what we said earlier on, that if you've got that situation, just check how much is the difference. If your credit side is 10,000 more than the debit side, you need to immediately transfer money from your own business account. That 10,000, transfer it from your business account into the trust account before you can even start doing the investigations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm covered.
Okay. Thank you.